last day in JB, and we are checking out the place we wanted to go to yesterday, Principal. We are determined to try it, to get our westerny brunch food before we leave, and they said it's about a 20-minute wait, but we're gonna do it.
We just wrapped up brunch. We ended up getting a seat like 10 minutes later, so it wasn't a 20-minute wait. But the food was really good. It's typical brunch food. It was 99 ringgit, which is about 28 Sing dollars. So that's honestly the price of like one of those dishes in Singapore. So I'm totally fine with that. Now we're gonna take a grab to Mid Valley Southkey. There's the word valley, mid, key. We were just about to get a grab and it's a 20-minute wait, and then I canceled and requested another 23 minutes. So we're gonna maybe walk a little bit because I noticed that there's a ton of traffic in this area, and hopefully we'll be able to find a grab away from the traffic. It's called Mid Valley Southkey Mall. That's the order.
Sometimes I can't deny. Try to hold on to the things I can't see.
We're in a queue for Oriental Kopi. Did a bunch of shopping, and we saw the word polo bun, or at least I did, and we're hungry. So we're gonna get some food now, even though it's like 4 o'clock, which is a really weird time, but it's busy. So we ordered some Hainanese classics. Well, actually, I don't know if nasi lemak is, but we ordered nasi lemak because our friend told us to. We got a chicken rice. We've got 2 kopis, one white kopi and one kopi sudai. And we had to get the polo buns, so we got 2 polo buns. I'm looking at the wall right now, and there's one record that they set nationally for Oriental Kopi, and it is thickest over-the-counter egg tart. We didn't order the egg tarts, but apparently Oriental Kopi has the thickest at 6 centimeters thick. Thank you.
That egg looks like it's been in a special container.
Cheers. Taste any different than a regular kopi? No. I think it was one of the best nasi lemaks I've ever had. The sambal itself also is like sweet and not too spicy, because that's why I generally avoid having nasi lemak. Plus, I don't like things on the bone, but the chicken came straight off and the skin was like delicious.
My chicken rice was delicious. It was a big plate, but yes, there's a lot of bones, but for about 6 Singapore dollars, it's worth it. Now we're waiting for our favorite pastry, polo buns.
It looks more like cornbread than a bolo bao, but it's like not as fat and top heavy, which is kind of nice because sometimes you gotta squash it down to like fit in your mouth. They've got like butter on ice and condensed milk as well, but we generally like to eat it plain.
It's like that milk toast honey.
Okay.
I don't want to put butter though.
Oh, you're not?
No, I feel like this will make it.
Alright, we finished lunch, or dinner, early dinner. The bolo bao is okay. There's still our favorite one in Malaysia, but it's in KL. It's called Nanyang Cafe. Total bill was 82 ringgit, so about 23 Singapore dollars. Very reasonable for the portions. We're extremely full, and I would have to say that's probably one of my favorite nasi lemaks that I've ever had. When I was checking out, I noticed how many egg tarts they make per day, and it's insane. Like, you go look behind the counter and there's like tins on tins on tins. And apparently they have the record number of most sold egg tarts in Malaysia as well. Another observation I had, I saw people drinking their kopi with a spoon. So they were like drinking like a soup, which is really interesting. Not sure if it's because it's hot or if it's the style, but maybe that's why they usually include a spoon, even if you don't have any milk or sugar or anything. We have arrived back at the hotel, picked up our bags. Our bags are like 15 pounds heavier than they were when we arrived. Didn't expect to actually do so much shopping here, but we're now walking back to the immigration point, and hopefully it's as easy and convenient as it was to get here as it will be to go back home. But I've heard Sunday nights are pretty much jam-packed. So let's see if the process takes a bit longer than it did last time. It's the koel bird, the same bird that we have in Singapore. Okay, we're testing our knowledge right now, figuring out if we can get there through the mall we were here in 2 days ago. But there's a City Square Mall. It should connect to CIQ. So from what I recall, it's the Uniqlo store that we need to be looking for on the second floor, and then there's like a little bridge thing that connects over to the other side. Okay, found the Uniqlo. And then I see a sign that says CIQ Complex, so we are in the right direction. Unfortunately, we're not taking a train, but we're gonna find a public bus. Okay, you can tell you're going in the right direction because when we first arrived, the first thing we had was roti boy, and that is what you can smell when you turn this corner, and yes, we're in the right spot. Okay, we are in line now. We officially entered the CIQ at 7:45 p.m. It gets a bit confusing because there's so many different buses. Initially, I thought we would take the Causeway Link because I believe one of them takes you all the way into Bugis, which is closer to home for us. So we're just waiting in line. There's not really clear instructions, so hopefully this is the right one. And I see a lot of people grabbing ringgit out of their pockets, so you may have to pay in cash. So another thing to keep that in mind. We're on the bus now, standing. We stood in the standing lane because it looked like it went faster. We took Causeway 5, CW5, and there's no traffic actually. Quick, because there's a bus lane. Total fare was $2.6 ringgit per, and I believe it just takes you across the causeway, and then from there you take another bus to whatever destination you're going to at the Singapore side. Okay, ride was like 2 minutes long. We're on the escalator going up to the Woodlands checkpoint now, and yeah, I think then we're home. And then we got to figure out how to get home.
That's all, folks. We're back in Singapore. I don't remember how long it took us from CIQ, but it took us a 30-minute bus ride from Singapore Immigration back into Bugis. Here we are. We stood for 30 minutes.
The total cost was 4.8 Singapore dollars each. And yeah, like Chantal said, we weren't guaranteed a seat, surprisingly. Another thing to keep in mind is they only take Visa. So make sure you have a Visa card. Otherwise, I don't know what will happen. But now we're gonna be taking the Green Line MRT back. So I would say if I were to do this again, I would do the public MRT bus because then it includes a transfer, or because we took the CW Causeway Link from Johor to Woodlands, you can then transfer to Kranji MRT for free. And from there, that's the Red Line MRT. So it really depends on where you're going, but unless you know for a fact that you're going all the way to Bugis and then that's it, then I would probably say another route is a better option. That will be not the last time we go to JB. So we had a great time, right? And it's a Sunday evening. It really didn't take that much time. We weren't waiting in immigration for a long period. It's just the stress of not knowing which bus to take and everything like that. But now that we know, I think the next trips, even if they're on like a Sunday evening, will be a lot less stressful. So hopefully this helps you when you take your trip over to JB from Singapore. And if you like our content, please do subscribe and keep an eye out for more stuff as we travel the rest of the world.